Welcome back, Troy Buff.
Good to be back. It's already halfway, man.
I
It's
know.
going fast.
And last week we had Robert Valdez sitting right there. Tonight he was on the hot seat, right? St. Aug taking on Edna Karr, the biggest game in the state. Let's get things started. The place was packed. The atmosphere off the charts, as you see.
Love that intro.
Yeah, every time you see it, the Cougars coming into the house, and of course St. Aug hoping to be the best challenger in Louisiana they've seen. Early, it's John Hollywood Johnson into the end zone for the touchdown. The Warwick Dunn finalist from last year, the only junior with the touchdown to make it 7-0. Big mistake, though, in the second quarter. Tries to connect on a screen. Cy Gilmore ties it 7-7. But this one, well, it wasn't really in doubt as far as the home team's offense. Johnson with his legs again. Dual threat, you bet. 14-7. Cougars up at that point. Now, Karr driving right before halftime. Johnson will go to Gregory Wilred, and he hauls that one in as he goes up, high points it, pulls it in, and then it would be Anthony Thomas on the receiving end of that dart into the end zone. 21-7, the Karr Cougars with a 2-score lead.
Man, just outstanding athletes on both sides of the football between. This is could be a preview of the state championship.
And this is Karr. Look at that defense. Down at the goal line, the Purple Knights pushed away, and then how quickly does it take for Karr to get down the field? Well, not very long at all. 99 yards covered quickly as he hooks up with Thomas again, down to the 1. Cougars would score on the very next play. Now, finally, the Purple Knights ruined the scoreless offense streak. You saw that touchdown as Bashan Kuyan goes to his tight end, Christopher Dupuis. It was 28-14, but just too much Karr. Johnson feeding everybody. Floyd Jones made it 35-14. Last gasp for St. Aug, but Agent Zero giving the Purple Knights zero chance. The LSU commit Aiden Hall putting the game away with the INT. Edna Karr just rolling through every opponent they face. 42-21 is your final on the board. Edna Karr with a 5-0 start, and Brother Martin could be the next victim coming up on the schedule.
Too many athletes on both sides of the football, especially on defense. They're just so fast on defense. Outstanding, two outstanding teams.
And St. Aug has a lot of athletes, but a lot of them are sophomores. They're a year or two away from being a true competitor for Karr.
Both well-coached teams. Excellent coach teams. Let's take a look at our next one. Franklin Parish and Ouachita Parish, a big one. Up north, Patriots sporting the new black uniforms. It's a blackout, but down 22-14 at the half. Third quarter action. Macario Day Jr. takes the handoff for a big first down. Boy, nice tackle right there. He got the first. I got to change the room. A few plays later, as the quarterback Montreal Carter, he's so valuable. He finds Seneca Battle for the touchdown. It's 29-14, Ouachita Parish. Third quarter, here come the Patriots. Coming right at you right here. See the coaching staff right there for the Lions. Excellent, two excellent football teams. Patriots struggling on offense. Zarian Ellis sacked. Here comes into the screen. That's Nolan White getting him on the ground. Get him around the ankles, guys. Don't try to tackle him high. Good tackle right there. Get him to the ground, take his legs away. And the Lions take the short field. They turn to 6 more. That's Connor again. To battle for the score. What a combination between these two guys. That'll take us into the fourth quarter. Montreal Carter, as the ladies doing their job, takes everybody, Steve. All the pep squad, everybody. That's Connor doing it again. Rolls out. He finds Wydell Clark Jr. down the field. Big game. That's a pretty ball right there, but a nice catch. Clark pulls it in, sets it up.
Are they feeling it or what?
Yeah,
the
they are feeling a little
Lions
dance right
are
there.
on point for sure.
Connor, he's going to finish it out. 42-14 final. He scores here. Ouachita, 5-0, baby, for the first time since 2010. The Lions got a big one next week at Ruston. Franklin Parish, they're a very good football team. They play a good schedule. They play at West Ouachita.
All right, as we like to say, just getting started. A huge night, 22, 23, 24 games, whatever it is, it'll be great. Stay right there. Back with more of Friday Night in the Boot after this.
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
So it's going to come down to this.
Can they do it?
Oh no, they missed it! Wait a minute! There's a flag on the play!
Protect what matters most to you and find out the many ways you can benefit. 100% free tuition and fees to all state colleges. Job training in over 150 different career fields, healthcare, pay, and much more. The Louisiana Army National Guard, part-time service with lifelong benefits. Find out more by visiting www.lang-recruiting.com.
The LHSAA Network TV app features a 24/7 live channel as well as on-demand content with all the high school sports you want, and it's totally free. The app is available for download on TV-connected devices, including Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV. It's the only place where every day is game day. Download the LHSAA Network TV app today.
Welcome back in. Steve Schneider, Troy LaBeouf. Want to give a shout out to the folks Franklinton and Jules Sumner putting on a great show for us last night. Our game of the week went to overtime. We'll get to that one in a minute, but first you got the Raiders.
Man, Catholic League action. Brother Martin versus Rummel. Brother Martin at Rummel. Beautiful. Courtesy of WVUE right there. Beautiful setting. Two outstanding football teams. First quarter action. Brother Martin with the ball. They're already down 7-0, but Hudson finds Rex LeBlanc. Picks up the first down, move the chains. Good gang tackling, but he does move the chains right there.
Crusaders coming off that field goal last second win against Jesuit.
Same drive, third goal for Brother Martin. Chris Parker Jr. picks it off for the Rummel Raiders. They get the turnover, and boy, can't turn it over in the game. We certainly can't turn it over in the red zone. Go to second quarter now. Rummel still up 7-0.
It's the hideout play.
Jaden right behind that big offensive line. Jaden Terrence with the rushing touchdown. The Raiders lead at 14-0. Brother Martin strikes right back. Justin Morgan to Easton Royal. Easton Royal is one of the top players in the country in 2027. TD, Brother Martin cuts the lead to 14-7. Everybody in the country wants it. Stay in the second quarter. Rummel facing a 1st and 30. First and 30.
No way.
You don't have game. You don't
Run
have
it for
plays
30.
that. Doesn't matter. Jaden Terrence said, "Give me the football, coach." Breaks it off on 82 yards to the crib. 21-7. Rummel Raiders. Final minutes of the second quarter. Brother Martin trying to answer. Bryce Hingle tip pass as a tip drill. Picked off by the Rummel Raiders. This one 31-7. A little surprising. Two outstanding football teams. Rummel goes to 3-2. They'll have Warren Easton next week. Brother Martin, you get in the car at 4-1.
Ouch. All right, let's take you to Franklinton. The Demons, the homestanding team. They played an overtime game with the Cowboys last year on the road and won it. Here come the Cowboys right out of the gate. Jamon Dyson caps a 65-yard drive right out of the gate. 12-yard touchdown, puts his Cowboys up 7-0 as they try to stay unbeaten. Cowboys get a big break on defense. This is Vincent Sims. I believe he's a freshman, makes the interception. Jules Sumner gets the ball back. Jeremiah Brooks. Man, was he big all night. The fullback pushing forward. 2 plays later, Rashad Shai, the touchdown from 2 yards out. That extends the lead for the Cowboys to 14-0. Franklin would get things going. Their quarterback, Jacob Crane, will hook up with Colin Stewart. Big gain down to the 18. The Demons then on the board. Crane to Dalton Freeman. They're cut the lead in half to 14-7 at halftime. Third quarter, you thought Franklinton might make a move. Sure enough, Crane connects with DeMikis McClain. Tunnel screen, Demons in business. Then Freeman from 6 yards out hauls in his second touchdown of the game, ties it up at 14-14. Nobody was able to score the rest of the regulation, but in overtime, Jules Sumner's quarterback, Eli Nealon, on the keeper, puts him up 21-14. Then it's Jaden Burkholder in for Crane, who got injured. Second and goal, he's stuffed by Nikhili Robbins. Then on 4th and goal from the 11, Burkholder tries to throw it, but it's broken up. Kennedy James on the spot for the Cowboys. Jules Sumner, redemption from losing in overtime last year. They get the job done and win it 21-14. They're 5-0 headed to Springfield. Franklinton's second loss of the year. They're 3-2.
Great game last night between those two teams. I had a chance to pick up some of that game. This is a big one. Gina and Tioga now over at Gina, where it's the battle of Sin-La's best, Central Louisiana. They go to get first possession, and the fumble will set up the first and goal on the one. Hatcher rolls out to his right and walks it in. Giants up 6-0. Now with 3 minutes left in the first, Tioga's in the red zone. Kenny Ponthier finds a hole. He's being taken down. He shows the extra effort. Ref says he broke the play. 7-6 Tioga. Second quarter now, A.J. Adams lines up for a field goal attempt. He knocks it through. It's a 10-6 lead. Giants will have it first and goal in the 5. Cedric Wilson will get the carry. Sneaks past some defenders for the touchdown. Gina regains the lead 14-10 at the half. Tioga comes back in the second half, and they will pull this one off. Big time highlights between these two teams. You'll see your final score. 45-26. Tioga moves to 4-1. They'll have Wassman next. And the Giants, they drop their first win of the season and go to 4-1. They'll face Marksville.
Other than Ash and Bunkie, maybe looking at the two best Sin-La teams for this season. All right, still plenty to come on the show. Stay right there. Friday night in the booth. Coming back.
We know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
The start of school means the start of new sports seasons, which unfortunately can mean injuries. Too often, sports injuries are treated with opioids, leading to addiction among our youth. And drug addictions can cause overdoses and deaths. If you're injured, ask your doctor for medicines and therapies that don't use opioids. And if you're struggling with opioid addiction, we can offer treatment. Opioid addiction is a losing game. You can help. Learn more at realhelpvr.com. That's realhelpvr.com.
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
If you want to break the rock, you need to make yourself indestructible. If you want to play between the hedges, you need to work out there, up there, down there, everywhere. If you want to reach the win bar, you need to lose sleep, lose count. You need to play every game like you got nothing to lose.
Welcome back to Friday Night in the Booth. Troy LaBeouf along with Steve Schneider. Got some exciting games still to bring to you, Steve, and you had a good one to tell us about.
Well, Westlake, we did a game of the week with them last year against Iota. It was a great experience. Now here they are on Friday Night in the Booth, taking on the Bobcats of Erath, who've had it rolling both in football and baseball. Just a great program right now. But first, to get something going, Brody Anderson, a fake handoff, and Braylon Garrett. Derek Thompson scores the first touchdown of the game. Westlake jumps in front of Erath by a 7-0 score. Jack Landry, quarterback for the Bobcats. Landon Derwan on the reception, 8-7 when they get the 2-point play. Then it's Landry again. Finds an opening in the crease. Same, rinse and repeat. Touchdown again, 14-7, Bobcats in front. Later, Landry into the flat. Same receiver, same result. Huge first down. And Erath had it rolling. Final score in this one was 43-15. Bobcats now 5-0 on the season. DeQuincy is up next for them.
Down in the River Parish's Bayou District, this is some outstanding football teams in Destrehan and Terrebonne. It's homecoming night. The beautiful ladies out there in Destrehan. The Wildcats host the Mighty Tigers of Terrebonne, who is running the football crazy. They got 5 guys on the offensive line that can play in college. First quarter, as an outstanding quarterback, Jackson Fields looks right in front. Corian Armstrong, 15-yard touchdown, 7-0 Wildcats. Tigers run, and here comes the big fella, Quincy Adams. Get out of my way. Get the license plate on that guy. Running over a defender for a 15-yard gain. He would cap off the drive. He walks in for 1 yard out. 7-7. Dude is a football player. Wildcats takes football back inside the 5. In for 6. Malachi Dabney extend the lead back to 7. Getting the crowd fired up. Not a big guy, but he can slip between those tackles. Here come the Tigers. They'd answer. Adams, delay handoff. Scampers in from 19 yards out. Tied it up at 14. These are some really good teams going at it. Back and forth. There's Fields again. Looks left for Dabney. Juggles it. Hauls it in. 21-14. The Wildcats take the lead. Tigers, though, not quitting. They have a guy, and his name is Adams. Third on the night, Big Quincy. 21 at the half. This was a close one at the half, but in the second half, the Destrehan Wildcats flex their muscles. These are two teams that are going to go deep in the playoffs. Destrehan goes to 3-2. They have HL Bourgeois next week, and Terrebonne they lose their first one at St. Charles.
And the Cats are good. That stadium can be rocking for sure. All right, we got a 4-0 matchup. Jeanneret, West St. Mary. There's literally a street in Jeanneret which divides who goes to what school. Both being 4-0, you figured, man, this could be a huge matchup. Here's the opening kickoff. Nasir Jackson. All right. He's doing okay at this point. He's doing better than okay. He's up the sideline, and just like that, it is a 6-0 Jeanneret lead. The purple and gold rolling right out of the gate. Later in the first quarter, their freshman running back, Destin Smith. They'll call on him, and again, mostly in a game like this, you're going to show scoring plays because there were a lot of them. And Destin Smith is about to take you on a ride right here. Handoff, 22, inside, outside. He didn't even need to stiff arm anybody. He was ready, but it's 14-0.
On skates. On skates.
West St. Mary's Wolfpacks would eventually answer. Tarani Dominant in close, direct snap, and pushes his way into the end zone for the score, cutting the lead to 14-6. But in the second quarter, Jeanneret starts to pour it on. Cameron Moore will try to get something going for the Wolfpack, but he will be picked off by Jaden Ward. Steps in front, takes it to the house, and all of a sudden, Jeanneret making this a runaway. They win bragging rights. 56-6, and a pretty cool trophy to go with it. They're 5-0 on the season. West St. Mary drops to 4-1.
Outstanding team. I had a chance to see him at 7-on-7 over the summer. Athletes all over the field. The Jeanneret Tigers have a legitimate chance to win a state championship in Division 4.
Seems like they were scoring as much on defense and special teams. So to go with an offense, pretty good. All right, much more Friday night in the booth. Stay right there.
Protect what matters most to you and find out the many ways you can benefit. 100% free tuition and fees to all state colleges. Job training in over 150 different career fields, healthcare, pay, and much more. The Louisiana Army National Guard, part-time service with lifelong benefits. Find out more by visiting www.lang-recruiting.com.
At Breck Golf Courses, we focus on the highest level of play. That means award-winning courses, state-of-the-art practice facilities, unique shot-making opportunities, and tournament-level playing experiences. With 2 championship courses located in the parish, Beaver Creek and Santa Maria courses make the perfect setting to test your golf skills. Find your next hole-in-one with Breck Golf.
So it's going to come down to this.
Can they do it? Oh no, they missed it! Wait a minute! There's a flag on the play!
When looking for a college, I wanted somewhere that would push me and allow me to kind of be the person I'd always wanted to be.
Everyone here kind of has this mindset of seeing the next person succeed, and I think that just creates a Southern Miss spirit.
You find what you need out of Southern Miss. What I need isn't what another student needs, but we all find something here.
You don't have to be what people have said you've been. You don't have to be what people think you are. Like, coming to Southern Miss, you can totally reinvent yourself and be who you truly feel like you are meant to be.
Welcome back into Friday Night in the Boot, Dutchtown and Santa Ma in just a minute, but let's start with another down-to-the-wire battle in the River Parishes, St. Charles and St. James.
What a fun place to play over at St. James. It's not fun if you're an opposing head coach Wayne Stein.
Right on cue.
Wildcats host an undefeated St. Charles Cowboys. St. Charles on offense. Landry LeBlanc, short pass to Walker LeBlanc, gets past the defenders, goes up the sideline, taking the air about
cousin to cousin.
30. A nice game for the Comets led to this. 4th and goal, inches to go. Skylar Edwards, he's their bell cow, he gets it in. St. James trying to respond. Sophomore, Jawan Jackson, he's picked off. He finds the wrong guy. Aaron Hill picks it off. He hits the Jets. Hill with a great return of interception before the Wildcats can finally get him down. It led to, again, Edwards, again with the rock, around the left, up the sideline, takes it in the end zone. It's now 14-0 St. Charles. The Wildcats, they will respond. Johnson drops back, fires this one to Kanye Zenon, who takes it right in for the touchdown. Extra point was no good. St. James trailed it 14-6 at the half. We don't have the final highlight, but Mr. Villanueva, who's about 5'5" for St. James, catches the ball on his back for a touchdown to win it at the end.
He's having a terrific season. That's all we can say.
Look
Both teams 4-1.
Look what they play next week.
Shaw and Terabonne. I mean,
it never ends.
No rest for the weary, right? All right, let's take you to Dutchtown and Santa Ma. Of course, a district battle in Ascension Parish. And here come the Griffins out of the gate, playing at the pit against the Gators. And it's Owen Fletcher striking first, a keeper into the end zone. Take that! Slams the ball into the ground. He got a flag.
Yeah.
Oh, of course he did. Drew a little laundry, but Dutchtown was up by an early 7-0 lead. Then it's Cooper Babin leading the Gators. Stiff arm there, right down inside the 1-yard line, and from there Babin would take it in himself to score and tie the game at 7-7. Then Babin, on his next opportunity, says, that worked so well for 1 yard. Let's see if we can stretch it out. Here he is from the 20. Fake one way, run the other, hit one crease, outrun the rest of the defense. Are you kidding me?
Give this man a scholarship. Somebody. He can play college football, I promise you.
He's been doing a great job for high school for a long time, for sure. And then it's Jordan Hickerson getting the touchdown to put the exclamation point on that drive. Santa Ma in the lead, 14-7. The cannon smoke still in the air when Martell Rogers hauls in this kickoff for the Griffins. And what does he do? He steps over one guy and runs away from pretty much the rest of them. He's right back in the end zone, 14-14.
Well, when we showed the highlight of the kickoff return, I figured it was going the distance.
It's either going one way or the other, for sure. All right, Santa Ma going to go right back to work, as you know they would. Babin in the pocket, throwing deep. Landon Blanchard. Defender falls down. He's got no choice but just to catch it and truck on into the end zone. You get the feel of this game. It's back and forth, back and forth. Santa Ma's up 21-14, but here's a break in serve. Dutchtown is not the next team to score. It is Santa Ma. Jermichael Millian beats 3 tacklers, and the next one pushes him in there. 28-14. Santa Ma up at the break. Second half, Dutchtown ties the score in the third, 28-28. Owen Fletcher, another good run, looking for the lead, gets it into scoring position, and then he's going to go to the air. Carter Hedden is who he's looking for. There he is, hauls it in, 35-28, Dutchtown in front. Santa Ma is good at making comebacks. Babin especially can make it happen, but not this time. That tip drill belongs to Martell Rogers, and Dutchtown will extinguish the Gators' celebration. 35-28.
Happened last year as well. Took a close game last year between these two. That gives them a leg up on the district. Watch out for Denham. They got a big win that we'll talk about tonight. Georgetown goes to 4-1. The Gators lose their first one. They'll play a tough, man, the district is just tough with the Livingston Parish, Ascension Parish, but two outstanding teams. Congratulations to the Griffins.
Speaking of great games, we're coming off that overtime thriller that we had between Franklinton and Jules Sumner. Where are we headed next for our Thursday night game of the week on the LHSA Network? This should be a barn burner. Airline and Parkway. Calculator is even probably not good enough to count up the points in this game. I went to this game when the network started 2 years ago. It was a great comeback for Airline as they kind of launched their scoring machine and juggernaut. Should be a fantastic experience for our viewers on the LHSA Network.
Kenny Darby, outstanding LSU commitment for Airline. He can catch it, he can run it, plays defense as well.
We'll take a break. Be back right after this.
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
If you want to break the rock, you need to make yourself indestructible. If you want to play between the hedges, you need to work out there, up there, down there, everywhere. If you want to reach the win bar, you need to lose sleep, lose count. You need to play every game like you got nothing to lose.
Welcome back to Friday Night in the Boot. Troy LaBuffalo and Steve Snyder. I-10 West. We're going to get on I-10 West. We're going to go down to Jennings. I love these little football towns, DeRidder and Jennings.
And Jennings is a team we'll have on our game of the week later this year against Notre Dame.
Jennings Bulldogs, DeRidder Dragons. First quarter Bulldogs didn't see this coming. Michael Palmer launches this one downfield. Jane Merriweather took it to the end zone. DeRidder Dragons strike first. Later, Jennings looks to even the score. Chris Ned keeps it, takes it to the house himself, to the crib. Jennings Bulldogs extra point is no good. Bulldogs behind by 1, 7-6. The Ritter Dragons not done. Clock is winding down. John Laso adds 6 for the Dragons score. The Ritter led 14-6 into the locker room. But the Bulldogs were hungry for a second half comeback. Jennings scored 24 points in the third to take a dominating lead. Here comes big Gerald Watson. You'll see him coming into your screen right here. Jennings really flexed their muscles here in the second half. You see the excitement. Never count out the hungry dogs. There's Gerald Watson in for the touchdown. Nice edge block right there. One just tiptoes. It doesn't get in the end zone, but he picks up big yardage right there. The final score. Jennings dominates the second half. They win 37-21. Jennings will host Lake Charles College Prep, and the Ritter will face Eunice.
All right, let's check out this Thursday night game. Lake Shore's Titans visiting the Spartans of Salmon. Brett Indes. His Titans have been very good for the last several years. Opening drive of this game, they're very good as Brody Loudermilk fires away downfield right into the hands of Kyle Gegenheimer. He's pulled down just short of the goal line, but it sets up the Titans for Loudermilk to call his own number, and Lakeshore up 7-0 early. Spartans are quick to respond, though, ensuing drive. Juwan Howard on the move, looking to the left for someone downfield. Kashaya Sampson, unfortunately, stepped out at the 10, but Salmon would keep the drive moving. 4th and goal Inches to go, a bad snap, but Howard gets control, muscles his way in to the end zone, knots the game at 7-7. Lakeshore, though, looking to respond right away. Sean Brown with the rock, cuts back to the right, breaks free. Salmon keeps it from going all the way. Brown is stripped of the football. Kevin Smiles recovers, get a good gain. He's brought down, and Salmon takes over. Same drive, Howard back to spin it, sends it to Sampson again. Hits the Jets. Spartans go in front, 14-7 at this point. Titans will try to respond, but the Salmon defense capitalizing on their mistakes. This ball is loose. Cameron Robinson scoots it up, picks it up, down the sideline. Are you kidding me? Defensive touchdown, 21-7. Spartans capitalizing on turnover after turnover. Salmon's defense also forcing the fumble. Tyree Burton gets it. Nothing but green. Oh my goodness. Scoop and score again. Salmon was ahead 28-7 and then held on to beat Lakeshore 35-28. Lakeishore's first loss of the season.
Turnover chain was being passed around that sideline. Two outstanding. Salmon will get North Shore, and then Lakeshore will get Pearl River. Airline and Captain Shreve. I think we talked about them earlier. We seeing those guys going at it. There's the coin toss. I love the unis, Steve. Look at those blue unis on the other side. Shreveport opening drive. Jackson Gaston dropping back, looking downfield. He's picked off by Pierre Watson as a turnover chain guy. They pick up. Airline gets the football. Darby, that's Kenny Darby, gets pitched, makes a man miss. Going to take it all the way for a touchdown. Airline up 6-0. They put him in every single position on offense other than the offensive line. Vikings will get the football back, driving down the field. Chase Williams finds Demby on a drag route. He's going to take it himself for a second touchdown. Airline leads this one 13-0 as the band. Awesome band right there. Gators ball is 4th down. Gators need something to go their way.
That'll work.
Yeah, so open Chris Hill going to pick up a massive gain for being dragged down deep into Vikings territory.
Check out this final score.
Wow. This point
66-56. Are you kidding me?
Captain Shreve, they go to 4-1 in the season. They'll be at Evangel. Pop Houston next week at Evangel. That'll be a battle. And Airline will play at Parkway. That's some good football in North Louisiana.
And speaking of which, stay tuned right there. We got, in the next segment, Sterlington and Neville. Don't go anywhere.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Protect what matters most to you and find out the many ways you can benefit. 100% free tuition and fees to all state colleges. Job training in over 150 different career fields, healthcare, pay, and much more. The Louisiana Army National Guard. Part-time service with lifelong benefits. Find out more by visiting www.lang-recruiting.com.
No one ever thinks they'll be in this position. Buying medication online could put you here, or here, or here. Counterfeit pills and other illicit substances are being laced with fentanyl, and fentanyl kills. It's 50 times stronger than heroin. Medical professionals can't even tell the difference between a real pill and one that is fake. At least not until they do your autopsy. Don't take anything online that doesn't come from your doctor. Buying online can leave you flatlined.
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
Welcome back, everybody. Troy, you a dog person?
I am a dog.
You have to be.
Yeah,
with the Bulldogs of Central Catholic.
Love the dogs. These dogs and terriers.
Bulldogs and Terriers. Who's going to win?
This is a tough district. This is an unbelievable district. Down the bayou. This is a mixture of the bayou and the river. Here comes the Vanderbilt. Boy, they're doing a great job. Coach Brian Wallace, who came over from Nichols, doing a fantastic job. And we know Dwayne Jenkins on the other side. Quarterback Ethan Henney connects with Corey Bourgeois. Nice game, Terriers. I love those uniforms. 4th and 1, Henney would find Bourgeois again. These two like each other. 30-yard touchdown.
You look good, you play good. That's what they say, right?
100%. Give the Terriers a 7-0 lead. At halftime, how about Elijah McGuire, who was a great player. Played in the NFL, played with the Jets. They retired his number 15. Beautiful family right there. That is awesome. That's a great feeling right there. That'll bring us, after this halftime activities, that'll take us into the 3rd quarter.
Oh, there it is.
Look at that. That's beautiful. Nobody will wear that 15 again at Vanderbilt. 3rd quarter, Bulldogs defense. They get an interception, trying to go deep ball. Nice play right there. Derek Jackson cuts in front of the intended receiver. Gets the turnover chain, gets the takeaway. Big lineman gets to make a tackle right there. That's always a dream. Lutcher would give it right back, though. Timmy Charles, he's only a freshman, Steve. Just makes a bad read. He gets intercepted by Jaden Coleman right there. This Vanderbilt team's for real, because we know what type of team Lutcher has. It's going to take us into the 4th quarter. Bulldogs would cut the lead to 7-3 on a 20-yard field goal by Dylan DeLaunaville. Love that name. But here comes Vanderbilt. 4th quarter, 4th and 1 at their own 25-yard line. Henney keeps it, takes it down.
My goodness.
Oh, my goodness. And he puts his head down, gets to the pylon. That extends the lead to 14-3. Lutcher got a shot, just down 14-3. Trying to drive. Oh, here's the quarterback for Lutcher, just getting tackled right there to keep him out of the end zone. Vanderbilt gets to play their alma mater, and what a defensive battle between these two. The Terriers go to 5-0. They'll be at South Lafourche, not an easy one. And Lutcher goes to 2-3. They play a tough schedule. They'll be at South Terrebonne. No, they'll be at home versus South Terrebonne.
Let's talk about the Panthers and the Tigers. Sterlington and Neville. Homecoming for the Tigers. Mike Collins' squad trying to bounce back after a couple of road losses. And starting out pretty well, as you can see. Parker Robinson. Zeeland Young had 12 catches and 2 scores last week, off to a great start. 56 yards on that play. Neville in the red zone. Jamarian Robertson on the carry, scored on the next play. Neville up 7-0. Robinson, the quarterback, hits Mason Hart. He rumbles all the way down to the 17-yard line.
He looks like a big tight end. Steelers.
Absolutely. And then it's Young. Easy pitch and catch for a score. 4 yards out as Neville storms out to a 14-0 lead. Sterlington had a couple of opportunities in the red zone, 0 points for those opportunities. Then it's North Carolina commit Juju Burns, one of the biggest hitters in the state. You see why. That was pretty impressive. Panthers decide they might go somewhere else besides toward him. Smart move, J-Rob Breen. Devin Downs behind the secondary. That's a 66-yard scoring play. Sterlington gets on the board. Last in the 2nd quarter, throwing it up, Presley Park-Smith comes down with it. 13-yard touchdown. This one was tied 14-14 at the half, but Neville pulls away to win homecoming over Sterlington. 28-21 was the final score in that one.
Outstanding teams right there. Just getting out. Hammond at Slidell, over at Slidell High School. Tiger fans getting rowdy for the both fans getting high school kids getting into it. They're hosting Hammond. Pick up things in the second half. The Tornado in front, 21-7. Slidell on offense. Daquan Jones with the rock, breaking tackles, fighting through that Tornado defense. Somersault gets a big game for the Tigers, which eventually led to this. Feed that man. Jones again up the middle, right into the end zone. Tigers touchdown. It's now a 7-point ball game. This Hammond team has improved, Steve. Hammond will be back on offense. Tigers defense will not back down. Bryant Brown tackle. Oh, that's a touchdown right there. That was made it a 7-point ball game. That was Jones on the carry, shaking off defenders. Look at that big receiver right there. Ricky Williams fires at the quarterback to a wide open Jeremiah Birdlaw. It's a tie game going into the 4th quarter. Tornado's not going anywhere. Dylan Bennett around the left fights through the Tigers defense. He's pushed out of bounds at the 5, sets up this. Bennett on the carry again. He will not be denied. Powers his way into the end zone. Hammond touchdown is now 28-21. Tigers trying to tie it up again against this Tornado defense. No way. Here comes the pressure. Picked it off. Corday Warford, I should say. He picks up, heads down the sideline all the way to the house. Pick 6. You see your final score. Hammond, improved football team. They win at 35-28. They will have a test next week at St. Paul's. They go to 4-1. Slidell 3-2. They will face Fontainebleau.
Thinking about buying some stock and body paint. A lot of the student sections I've seen, that stuff gets used a lot. Might be a good investment.
It's not just for homecoming anymore. It's every game.
All right, much more coming up, including a shocking bounce-back effort for a team that really took it on the chin last time. Stay right there.
The LHSAA Network TV app features a 24/7 live channel as well as on-demand content with all the high school sports you want, and it's totally free. The app is available for download on TV-connected devices, including Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV. It's the only place where every day is game day. Download the LHSAA Network TV app today.
So it's going to come down to this.
Can they do it?
Oh no, they missed it! Wait a minute! There's a flag on the play!
Protect what matters most to you and find out the many ways you can benefit. 100% free tuition and fees to all state colleges. Job training in over 150 different career fields, healthcare, pay, and much more. The Louisiana Army National Guard. Part-time service with lifelong benefits. Find out more by visiting www.lang-recruiting.com.
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
Back on Friday night in the booth, Troy LaBeouf, Steve Schneider. What a big one you're about to talk about.
Especially in light of what we saw last week. LCA went down to Shaw, 6 picks. They got run out of the stadium. Could they bounce back against a defending state champion in the Central Wildcats? These guys have played before. Central was the home team. First drive for LCA. Look at this. Braylon Walker, he's not timid. He's not going to stop throwing. Braden Allen, his favorite target, just like that. They're up 7-0 as Caden Bellard takes it up. First touchdown of the game. Second quarter, Central's already down 21-0, just trying to stay in the game. Max Gassier, one of 2 quarterbacks the Wildcats have employed this season, calls his own number, breaks some tackles, and gets the first Cats touchdown of the game, 21-7 your score. In the second half, though, LCA still up by 2 scores, 35-21. The other Central quarterback, Ja'Cory Platt, going to look deep and try to get his team within 1 score. Throws deep, but look who's there. How about LCA's Draylon August picking it off? So this week they were getting the picks. They were turning away the other team's offense, and the Knights would capitalize as Walker, again, deep to the end zone. Draylon August making plays on both sides. LCA shocked Central on the road. 55-48 was your final. Both teams now 4-1 on the season.
That was an outstanding game. Grand Lake versus DeQuincy. Quincy Tigers hosting the Grand Lake Hornets. Getting ready for the game right there as they listen to the
beautiful
national
shot,
anthem.
absolutely.
Opening drive for DeQuincy. Nigel Caesar gets the rock, takes a few strides. He's in for an easy 6. Tigers strike first. They lead it 7-0. Grand Lake would punch right back. They go to the ground game. Here comes Zach Manuel into your living room, hitting a burst of speed. Hits it on the outside. He scores to tie the game up. Same score with about a minute left in the first quarter. Grant Rainwater, great name, takes it, and the quarterback keeps his head down. It's another touchdown for the Tigers. They go up 13-7. But you're going to see a final score right there. Grand Lake storms back. They go to 5-0 in the season. That's another sleeper team. They win it 28-19. Warren Easton and John Curtis. Here comes the Veer machine. Thursday night, Gormley Stadium, Catholic League matchup between Easton and Curtis. Jacoby Boudreaux, 6-yard touchdown, 7-0 Curtis. Do you get bored with this? They just score touchdowns. People get bored. I don't. Easton
the defenses aren't bored trying to follow that offense and find out where the ball is.
Thomas Vaughn knocks this one out. That was, he knocks out some defenders. He takes it inside the Patriots' 20-yard line, gets them in the red zone. Same drive, 4th and 1. Quarterback sneak does not work. Curtis defense steps up right there and they stop him. A few plays later, Patriots do their own quarterback sneak. Much more success. London Paget breaks through. Steve, 88 yards. He takes it to the crib. Extra point, no good. 13-0. The Patriots lead this one. Eagles respond. Paul Reed facing the handoff. Now he's coming right at you. 35-yard touchdown run, running past the Curtis defenders. Makes it 13-7. Curtis still in the lead. Patriots now inside the Eagle 15-yard line. Curtis receiver drops a TD pass and gets intercepted by Bryce Carter. What a play by Carter right there. Patriots do get it back. Boudreaux again.
He's like dancing.
Pounds to the defense.
Pounding.
Gets to the 1-yard line, and what do? They don't do the tush push. They just hand it to Paget. He takes it in from a yard out. What a game between these two. Curtis, they stay undefeated. They win 33-29. Curtis will be at Holy Cross, and Warren Easton, very respectful, 3-2, will play Rumble.
Troy, you heard of Jaden Obikwe?
I have heard of this guy. He's a good football player.
Riverside brought him and the rest of the crew. The Rebels visiting Vermilion Catholic. Remember last year?
Been there many times.
Vermilion Catholic went all the way to the state championship. John's not there, but Obikwe is. Look at him running in and out of the defense, into position, and then with another handoff, he will put his Rebels up by a 28-7 margin. The Screaming Eagles wanting a second half rally, but with this guy getting the rock, I don't think it's going to happen. Picks up a first down right there. Eventually, Vermilion Catholic gets something going in their offense. William Simon, complete pass to Matthew Mollaire. 41-yard line, first down. But here comes Obikwe again. Down the left, down to the right. Rebels go in and get the job done against the Screaming Eagles. They're not going to play anymore, which, you know, you usually see them in the playoffs, so I guess that makes sense. But this meeting goes to Riverside. 42-19 was the final score. They are now 4-1 on the year. Vermilion Catholic's not a bad team. They've played a lot of good quality opponents. They're 1-4 on the season.
Yeah, they lost a lot of guys off of that team. John Dortez he carried, not just carried the team, but he was a big part of it, obviously.
Pushed his guys, the leader. All right, more Friday Night in the Boot. Stay right there.
If you want to break the rock, you need to make yourself indestructible. If you want to play between the hedges, you need to work out there, up there, down there, everywhere. If you want to reach the win bar, you need to lose sleep, lose count. You need to play every game like you got nothing to lose.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Welcome back in. Final segment of Friday Night in the Boot. Steve Schneider and Troy LaBeouf and St. Thomas More. Huge comeback last week to beat Neville. What could they do after that? Taking on Tigers again. This time the Westgate Tigers were the opponent. STM was up 7-6 late in the second quarter. On fourth down, they're going to throw it up, but it's Westgate's defense, Caden Lancelin, who comes down with the catch, cuts back upfield, and takes it to the house. The pick six, and just like that, it is a 12-7 advantage for Westgate. Now, under 2 minutes to go before halftime, the Cougars and Cole Bergeron going to try to get back in it, and they will connect up the sideline here. And a first down. A couple plays later, same drive, now it's fourth down, time running out. Westgate's defense making another stand, 12-7 at the halftime. Your final score in this one, St. Thomas More with another comeback. 22-18, the Cougars get it done. Westgate, a good team, but now 1-4 on the season.
Let's go to Catholic and New Iberia and Lake Charles College Prep. The Blazers, beautiful uniforms. There you see the flag ladies and all the band out there getting you ready.
Support group.
Second quarter here, Lake Charles down 6, but Jeffrey Nevels is on the move. He comes up short of the fourth down, makes it fourth down. They go for it. Aiden Carter on the carry. Swerves his way to
little wiggle, huh?
Nice. Score's tied up at 14. Near at halftime, Panthers is looking to go ahead once again. Owen Morris showing off some speed, going zooms down the sideline. He puts the Panthers up 20-14 at the break. Your final score coming up right now. Catholic New Iberia outlasts in a shootout. Lake Charles Prep 49-42. Catholic will play Franklin, and Lake Charles Prep will play Jennings.
Basketball teams, are you looking at these scores? You need to at least match these scores, right? What happens when you throw a 1A and a 5A team on the same field in a college stadium and see who can win? Of course, October, breast cancer awareness. The Southern Lab cheerleaders know that. They've got the pink pom-poms. First quarter, Southern Lab and Denham Springs. And you see it's a big hit for Cedric Polk right there. He's a little bit excited about that for the Jackets. Then they've got the football. Dejan Goldman keeping into the end zone for the touchdown. Denham Springs goes in front 6-0. Jackets cheerleaders also parading the pink. Then it's Labs, Dexter Ricard, taken down in the backfield by Devin Mack. So the Kittens offense, as many times this year they have struggled, continuing against a 5A opponent with some pretty good defensive talent. Then this keeper, Goldman, picks up a nice gain. Denham Springs still in possession. Goldman fakes the handoff, complete the Dejan Goldman for the score, 13-0 after the extra point was good. Lab, can they crank up the offense? Again, it's Ricard trying to get out of there with his legs, but Jeremiah Ardon says, nope, that's not happening. Baby Kittens still in good spirits despite their team being down, but a few drives later, Goldman will look for Trey Seals, and with 9 minutes to go in the second quarter, it is 20-0. Denham Springs in control. Lab trying to get on the board before halftime, and they would do that as Ricard drops back to pass. Jace Wright, in and out of his hands. Thought they might have a score right there. It doesn't happen. However, Ricard goes for it again. Wright, yes. The second time is the charm. 20-6 at that point. However, Denham Springs rolls pretty big in this one. 41-14. Both teams now 3-2, and Southern Lab will play Madison Prep, who is on fire next week. That could be a painful experience as well, although it's a huge rivalry game.
Let's take a look at Faraday and Beekman Charter. Faraday Trojans coming out on the field right here. Let's go to first quarter action. Opening kickoff. We're showing this highlight so you know what problem's going to happen, Steve. Marquez Washington.
Let's see how it unfolds.
Yeah, watch this. Look at that field. That field looks kind of rough. 6-0 Trojans. That gets the crowd excited for homecoming. He takes that one to the house.
Picking up that sand for sure.
Still first quarter action. Trojans, they're going to call on their defense to make a play for them. You see the score in the background.
Whoops.
Quarterback going to get sacked. Jaden Turner gets credited with that sack. Tigers will be forced to punt, and we might see another special teams touchdown right here. It's Desmond Jefferson. He says, watch this guy. Too many guys watching the football right here. There he goes. He's around the left side, down the sideline. There was a flag on the play. But boy, you gotta surround that guy. You can't let him get out of there. And this was again in the first quarter. The Trojans, they rolled on offense in this game. You're gonna see right there, 26 to 14. Trojans go to 5-0 on the season. Beekman falls to 2-2. Trojans will play Mangum, and then Beekman's got Oak Grove.
Speaking of numbers on the board, have you ever seen a score page where the winning teams had 285 points?
No, I did
Well,
not.
we're going to show you what that looks like. This scoreboard, starting with U-High's victory over St. Paul's, and then looking at Alexandria, Southside, Parkway, Evangel, and West Monroe. You think those teams put up some points?
They usually do. Let's take a look at it. I'm waiting for the defenses to catch up, man. The offenses are doing well so far.
We had a problem with our graphic there, but U-High beat St. Paul's 35-25. Ash over Manny 57-0. Southside 39-28 over Barb. Parkway 52-24. Evangel 62-14. West Monroe 40-0.
And West Monroe's starting to get it going. We talked about them maybe, with a big game against Catholic. They got that win. They get a shutout this week.
Acadiana scored 63, beating Sulphur 63-0.
That's some pretty graphics. Look at North DeSoto, 44-16 over Booker T. Washington. St. Martinville, they lose. That's a big win for Woodlawn. Woodlawn got a big win last week as well.
Edie White, Notre Dame, those are some big wins for them, not only in the victories, but the points they scored. Shaw over De La Salle as well. And I'll tell you what, the rivalry that is Catholic, Point Capee, and Livonia, one of the longest running rivalries in the history of high school football in Louisiana. That one had 81 points, if we can take a look at that. Iowa over St. Louis, and there, Catholic Point Capee, 44-37. How about this? Loyola.
The Flyers, Snoopy, 71 points. I mean, look at Blackman. They always take a stranglehold of district. They beat Westphal 39-7.
All right, not as many big scores, but you were at the Ascension Catholic Episcopal game. That one was what, 89 points?
That was the over. Yeah. I mean, 49-40. Ascension Catholic pulls it off in the second half. They were able to they just kept going at each other.
Amite over Kentwood, Jesuit over Holy Cross, Parkview, a lot to a little, and then the Squirrel Bowl. All right, that's going to do it for this week's Friday Night in the Boot. We'll see you next time right here on the LHSA Network.
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
Protect what matters most to you and find out the many ways you can benefit. 100% free tuition and fees to all state colleges. Job training in over 150 different career fields, healthcare, pay, and much more. The Louisiana Army National Guard, part-time service with lifelong benefits. Find out more by visiting www.lang-recruiting.com.
When looking for college, I wanted somewhere that would push me and allow me to kind of be the person I'd always wanted to be.
Everyone here kind of has this mindset of seeing the next person succeed, and I think that just creates a Southern Miss spirit.
You find what you need out of Southern Miss. What I need isn't what another student needs, but we all find something here.
You don't have to be what people have said you've been. You don't have to be what people think you are. Like, coming to Southern Miss, you can totally reinvent yourself and be who you truly feel like you are meant to be.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.